This time I'm on the road visiting two small towns in upstate South Carolina, doing 16 miles on the Doodle Trail. Stick around for some doodling this week on Joyful Trails, but first I want to share with you a short passage from perhaps my favorite author of all time. His name is Paul something. I can't remember his last name, but I love this guy's books. Anyway, he wrote this. He said, "Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new." You know what? Now that I think about it, I think maybe his last name is Paul and his first name is Apostle. I don't know. Anyway, I think people can really relate to that idea of transformation. Old things becoming new, because these days an old textile mill can become condos. A gas station can become a coffee shop. An alley can turn into a dining room. An old movie theater can become a church. And a railroad line can turn into a bike trail. Such is the case with the Doodle Trail, an 8-mile trail that connects Easley and Pickens, South Carolina. It opened Memorial Day weekend 2015. Remember the old ad slogan with a name like Smucker's, "It has to be good"? Well, the same thing is true of the Doodle Trail. With a name like Doodle, it has to be good. Why am I waving my arms around like a crazy person? Because the YouTube gurus, I was watching one of them, and this guy said that your hands need to constantly be in the shot, and you should be continually waving your arms to keep people's attention. Otherwise, they will not watch the video. They'll click away and go somewhere else. Maybe I need to stop watching those YouTube gurus. Anyway, stick around for where the name Doodle Trail came from. But first, let's check out Easley, South Carolina. Easley is located on Highway 123, about a third of the way from Greenville to Clemson. It's an old railroad town. I was hoping a train or two would come through while I was in town, but no such luck. Easley is home to 22,921 folks. She sits on 13 square miles, and the town motto is "Time Well Spent." Two men were highly influential in giving Easley its start. Farmer, businessman, and eventual mayor Robert Elliott Holcomb, and soldier and attorney William King Easley. Now, Holcomb is considered Easley's first citizen, first business owner, first agent of the train depot, and first mayor. So naturally, there was talk of naming the town after him when it was chartered in 1873. But he was a modest man, and besides, he said that Holcomb Town just didn't sound that good. No, literally, that's what he said. He thought Holcomb Town didn't sound so good, so they went with the other guy's name, Easley, and the rest is history. The railroad helped turn Easley into a thriving textile center. But enough about Easley. We've got a trail to ride, the Doodle Trail, that connects Easley with Pickens. Let's go.
I've traveled this big world, lonesome I have roamed. I've laid down in green pastures, I've rolled down rocky roads. And as my hair turned silver, I lost my lust for gold. Now cups of wine can't satisfy the thirst within my soul. Narrow is the road to glory. Perdition's gates are broad and wide. On the steps you take to ponder, from the path to not far wander, for the narrow road to glory's worth the price. I broke bread with the wicked, I made my plans with fools. To the gates of destruction I'd led many others through. And though my sins were many, I reached out for his robe, and through his tender mercies now my cup overflows. Narrow is the road
And just like that, we're in Pickens, South Carolina. Pickens is the kind of town where you can still see announcements for a cruise-in and a rodeo, a homeschooling business on Main Street, or a sign that says, "God bless America." Pickens sits on 3 square miles and is home to 3,126 independent, freedom-loving Americans. The town is named after American Revolutionary soldier and U.S. Congressman Andrew Pickens. Pickens has an amphitheater in the downtown district, a place for blues, country, and gospel concerts. Situated near Table Rock State Park and Glassy Mountain, the town motto for Pickens is, "Where the mountains begin." By the way, the late Sam Weish, head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, famous for taking a stand against female reporters in the locker room, he was from Pickens. So the Doodle Trail is an 8-mile rail trail that borrows its name from the old Easley-Pickens line, also known as the Pickens Railroad, that connected the two towns beginning in the late 1800s. It came to be known as the Pickens Doodle because there was no way to turn around. So the train just doodled back and forth between the two towns, backward to Easley and forward to Pickens. People said it reminded them of a doodlebug. So there you go. And by the way, people don't just ride bikes on this trail, they also walk their dogs. In fact, just the other day I saw a woman walking a poodle on the doodle. I'm sorry. Please don't unsubscribe. Passenger service ended in 1928, and it was just used to shuttle goods and materials back and forth at that point. The last train ran in April of 2013. Each city has done a wonderful job of establishing and connecting parks to the trail. You got your Doodle Park Easley, which has playground equipment, picnic tables, restrooms in old train cars, and exercise equipment. And you got your Doodle Park Pickens, which has a mural, a playground, some old train cars, and a rental space for large parties and gatherings. These parks are really nice, and while I was at the Doodle Park in Pickens, I looked across the street and I saw something called the Pedal-In Shack. Get it? Pedal-In. There was a bike hanging from the building. Turned out to be a shaved ice and lemonade stand, so I said, I don't mind if I do. I got a cinnamon pretzel and washed it down with a cold, fresh squeezed lemonade. I can highly recommend the Pedal-In Shack in Pickens. One super odd thing about the Doodle Trail is that on the Easley side, it begins by running right smack dab through the middle of a cemetery. I'm not kidding. By the way, have you ever wondered where the phrase smack dab in the middle came from? I have, so I looked it up. And it said the actual origin of the phrase smack dab is unknown. But its first usage was recorded in 1892 in an early American publication titled Dialect Notes. And now you know. Something that you didn't need to know. So what do we think about the Doodle Trail? Well, there's no water, no lake, no river, no creek. There are 2 short bridges, but no tunnels, It does come into contact with roads about 21 times, so be careful there. And you probably noticed this, but the fence is in terrible disrepair all along this trail. It looks like either vandalism or maybe a tornado came through. I mean, it's bad. Easley and Pickens, y'all got yourself a wooden fence problem on your hands. But overall, the Doodle is just a peaceful southern trail with lots of homes backing up to it. Some nice farmland. You'll see horses or cows or maybe a donkey or two. And you'll get some good exercise. The cities of Easley and Pickens are always great to visit for some shopping or a bite or two to eat. 3 stars for the Doodle Trail in Easley and Pickens, South Carolina. We'll see you next time.